Okay, good morning. Lots of issues this morning. I've been trying to correct the script, and the labels are just blacked out again. I think they're going to appear, or they're just not even there. I don't know. I've had 40 versions and working with the trade desk trying to get this biased, and I think we're really on to something to pick a day biased, a general day biased. But anyway. We'll get into that soon. Let me just check a couple things. Clock seems to be operating correctly. What is our delay here? Wow, that's a shorter delay. Is that really true? Let me try that again. Wow, I think you got a less delay. It looks like less than 3 seconds rather than 4.5 seconds, so that's good. So I'm the professor with Day Trading for Success. I'll be trading live with you this morning. I have a group on Zoom as well as filing in people on stream. And let me just make this so it's not so messy. Yeah, I did get my swings. The one on my other account did pay off, and that one did quite well because I averaged into the 369 or whatever. It was a ridiculous low number and got a really good price, and then sold out much lower. I think I sold out at 411 or 412 and made big bucks on that one. But the other one on this account is still at a loss. So we'll wait to see what is MU doing right now this morning. 409. So we'll see. I think I don't sell out on that till it's like 429 or something. But I do expect it to go up. We'll talk about market bias in a minute and how that's working. But anyway, this is a 1-minute chart. Down here I have other stocks I'll be following today, and I might change those as we talk. I have the active trader at the level 2. This is a 5-minute chart based on what you see right here, and then a reduced day chart. Let me get this screen a little bigger. And yeah, so let me I'm a little off kilter today because I was really working with, and it's not working. That's because of all the stuff I just did. So guys, I'm going to blank out the screen for a minute so I can reopen my account. So I'll be right back. Yeah, I can still talk to this, but I'm just, yeah, wow, it took forever just even to log off. Really slow because of all the code writing I've been doing on it. So it's better I just refresh it anyway. We had gotten the fastest one here, and then it logging back on. I'll get that screen back up for you in just a second. I've got all the detachments, all the news and the scanners I've got to move back on my other screens around here, which I'm doing right now. Things seem to come back for the most part in the correct way, and I can get you back onto main screen here. There we go. Okay, so is my timing still right? Yep, seems like it. Let's check the it shouldn't have changed the lag in any way. All these things are off, of course. Oh, I got to just remember we're fine on time. I'm a little stressed. I stress more about time than stock price action. I'm a time stressor. I like to be on time. I arrive early to everything, and I've been trying to change that. What some people call OCD, to be a little bit more flexible. But as a boss, I was, pretty much nightmarish about that kind of stuff, I'm sure. But then you get the right people, and they're the same way, and it's like everything works out just great. So get that chart the way I want it. That active trader. Okay. So I haven't really had a chance to zoom in on these to see about which one I might want to trade at the open. Let's go over the news real quick. I know I'm missing some things that I normally go over. Let me get the most current data on the CPI. CPI over the month of 3% over year plus 2.4. Yeah, well, I mean, from reading that, I'm thinking this is going to be bullish. So for today, so we'll look at overall and see what is our what's our SPY doing. 676, QQQ 607. So that's not exactly banner, but I mean, they're showing up generally here. So we'll see. I haven't really heard what the scuttlebutt is on this. What is Benzinga saying here? Inflation is holding steady. So I think this is going to be good news for today as far as long buys on our large cap and mega cap stocks. So it would be great if we could find one that's got a bias but is just grinding away. So that's what we want. We want it grinding, consolidating. So the big stocks that are driving the market, they're expecting Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Microsoft should be going good. So here's our buy: SPY long, QQQ long, SMH long, and then all of these are long. So I won't say it after them. Nvidia, Apple, Tesla, Palantir, AMD, MU, Broadcom, TSM, Amazon, Netflix, Google, Baba, Intel, Oracle, and LRCX. Other movers on the scanner are CRCL, which is long, IONQ long, NVO short, CRWV long, CCL long, MSTR long, SMCI long, OXY long, Hood long, Coin long, AG long, BAC long, FCX long, and OWXM long. So here is our consolidation scanner that I coded. This is pretty much everything's the same puppies that we trade, what we look at first every morning. And then our 50K per 1 minute candle has quite a bit different look here. So that's interesting. I tried to stretch it and I lost it. Then this one is our number 3. This is the scanner that is on. This is the 50K scanner. I'm sorry. This one has some different looks too. So we'll, as usual, go in and now those scanners are all available at the $1 Million Margin Club. I have my news up here that I'll be reading, and now I got to start looking at these stocks. Questions? You can ask. So we seem to be moving okay. Everything's functioning. I have sound, picture, and we can relax, right? I got to tell myself to relax. I was rushing to get here is why I feel. Like I just said, I have a time problem. Story of my life. Let me look at the 5-minute of NVIDIA. We'll go over how we did yesterday. Let's do that first. So how we did yesterday. I came back on briefly, and here's our update there. So yesterday was does that say 288? I can't read on this small screen here. 289, and the day before that was 284. So we're creeping up in our average. We're only trying to make mortgage, so we're well over halfway there, and we've got a long way to go. So we're doing way better. If the trades just seem so simple, I'm gonna keep taking them. I came back for a very short period of time and got that up yesterday, but you saw me do it a lot of that live. Make sure I remember to turn that off. Let's auto zoom out 10 days. So yeah, NVIDIA, we know NVIDIA is continuing to go up. We've got that whole big thing going on today, this week. So I do expect this to continue up. So will I trade it at the open? I don't like to mark fibs when things are moving this much of a move, but that would definitely be a dip to buy at 183.25. Here's the close from the previous 2 days back. Of course, I don't even want to mark that, because if we get anywhere near that, then I'm buying swings anywhere in the mid 170s, and you're going to see me grab some swings again. So I'm not swinging this right now, but we may look at it today for just potential. That's just potential opening levels if there's a dip. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple should be going down today, they're saying. Wow, that is a really weird chart for Apple, huh? That is really weird. That kind of a pre-market. It's usually pretty strong all the time. It doesn't have those weird. See, Apple's been having a lot of weird volume. So these levels seem pretty decent still. That's a day level right there. So any dip down here, I might go long on that, at least short term. So these are day levels up here. I'll keep the fib there. It's still accurate. So we may look at that at the open. Again, I don't recommend you ever trade the open. This is just me being crazy to try to get us a leg up on the first to get to our goal. Oops. That does have the fib marked. I'll keep it there. And then Tesla's here, and Tesla's been my go-to for a long time lately because it has slowed down enough to not be quite as scared to trade it. I'm not gonna put a fib on Tesla either. Let's get some basic levels here. I'll smooth out a level there at 405. It got up there yesterday, huh? Here's where it sort of bottomed out. So we would buy a dip off of that, 398. Anything below 400 is probably a good. Let me see. What does it say? Tesla. Yeah, Tesla says short today. Oh, so when I read those, I thought everything was long, but there were actually two shorts I missed. Intel is short, and Tesla is short again. What is our news on Tesla? Let me get it on the main chart here. So my news sinks. Chinese electric vehicle sales increase in February. Tesla and Google are teaming up. Inside, they plan to lower electric. Well, that's good news. That came at 7:23 a.m. East Coast U.S. time. I don't see that as being negative at all. So let me take a look at this again for the open. Now this is definitely riskier. It's like trying to trade MU at the open. If it hit that support though, I would do it. Just keep the share size low. Yeah, that's about all I'd want to mark for this. I may come back to that at the open, guys. I'm trying to see which one's stronger. And what's going to happen with the overall market at the open too. You know, it almost doesn't matter. You just get the overall market isn't going to affect a single stock in the first 1 to 5 minutes, but it may after that, you know, or it's kind of telling which comes first, chicken or the egg. It's kind of telling us what's going to happen, right? So anyway, what we're trading today, if you're new here, is we're going to try to find a range besides the shenanigans at the open that I might try. We're going to try to find a high and a low range of a stock as they start to get past like a 15-minute point into the market and they start to consolidate and grind along. And then we're going to look for opportunity to short off the ceiling of that range and go long off the floor. We want to try to pick a bias, meaning we are hoping it's going to go a general direction. So when we try to do this strike and recoil, meaning this price action, say the strike action goes up real quick, we call that a strike. We go the opposite way to try to catch the recoil. So we're trying to find a bias on those stocks so that when we're striking, we're going the right way on the bias in case it continues to strike. You know, so we wouldn't want to get caught going the wrong way on that. So that's the gist of it in a nutshell, but I would watch other archive trading videos and other videos explaining this because I have over 400 of this particular strike and recoil. Some people call it push and recoil or push and dip, push and retrace. I look at the recoil as being much quicker than a retrace, very short term. You're looking at this level 2 and you're trying to see this move 10 to 15 cents in 10 seconds. It doesn't matter which side you look at, but the price action moving. And then you're trying to catch that 10 to 15 cent move. That's all. You're not overstaying your welcome. And there is no bad trade. If you could say you left money on the table, but if you're green, there is no bad trade. Just catch the next opportunity. You know, if it's continuing to go the direction it was, then just look for the strike and do the recoil. Then do it again and do it again. But if you get out quick for small amounts of money, so if you're only going up 10 cents with 100 shares, that's $10. I kind of look for a double digit, $10 to $20, depending on the price action of the stock, and then get out. Get out. I don't overstay. That's how you get hurt. You're getting to your price goal by being the tortoise, right? You're not the hare that can really hurt you, that gets shot by the hunter. I don't know what kind of analogy to give. Yeah, so that's the gist of the strategy, guys. Again, I feel a little off today, so I'm going to keep that in mind when I trade. I need myself to stop feeling so anxious. That's not a good way to feel when you trade. And do I want to go for something so volatile like Tesla at the open? Where's our best supports? Really, our best supports are Apple. It's just hard to read. They're saying Apple long. I mean, this is low for Apple. Really, this is low for Apple. What's our news on Apple? Let's get back to that. I got 4 minutes to decide, because that could just go straight up. It might not even give me a dip. You know what I mean? So let's look at the 5 minute again here. Yeah, it was way up here. Let's mark that in case we get into grinding with this. I mean, it was way down to 252, but it also was way higher than that just less than 10 days ago, 265. We're kind of in the middle, so it's kind of riskier to play the long-term bias here, but I might go with this just because it's safer than Tesla. You know, I'm going to look over at Tesla and go, look at Tesla, go straight up. Why didn't I do Tesla? Talking myself into it right now. This is the more conservative stock to trade. I do not like to see so little pre-market action. I keep looking to make sure I'm at the right stock because it's just not characteristic. Our volume. Look at the volume pre-market. That's so low. God. Overall's averaging 78K per 1 minute candle, which is above the 50, which would be the minimum we'd look for. But we really want to see over 100K to do that grinding strike and recoil. It would be safer to get the volatility that we need. Oh boy, I don't know. I guess this is just a safer way to trade with this stock. Let me go down to 50 shares so I can scale in if I need to. We will stick with Apple, guys. That's what I'm going to do. But as you know, I don't recommend that you do that. Remember, I'm not a licensed financial advisor. You should seek the advice of someone licensed before you attempt to trade, to do live with anybody, including me, big time. And, you need to find your style. You need to practice in the simulator. You need to have a day trading plan. You need to log every trade. Basic stuff I say every single day. I know a lot of you are sick of it. Remember, if you're not doing that, then you're getting very complacent with the way you're trading, and it could be very, very risky for you. Once you feel like you really got it, that's when you get, shot in the head. When you feel like, oh, I don't need to worry anymore. I know. It still happens to me where I'm like, I might not go above 1,000 shares, and suddenly I'm 5,000 shares in on a large cap. Just like, what are you doing? And then it goes wrong. Then it goes, and you have to pull out. So you're suddenly down 10 grand, 15 grand, and to be green that day, it's a big deal. I haven't done that horrible mistake in a while, but I'll work back. I'll get back and get green, even with those kind of numbers. But it's hard. It's a lot harder, and it gets it's exciting though for me to get those kind of. That's what it takes for me to get that kind of excitement. Being that my life history. But when you get down, when you get calm, you've made it. When it just, you don't let the noise interfere. It's your own style. I was listening to somebody the other day, said, what do you think's going to happen? And I don't want to tell you what I think's going to happen. What do you mean? I'm not going to give you a bias on what I think's going to happen. Why? You have an opinion. I do. And I will play that opinion. But the second I tell you, I will change the way I trade. The second I know someone else is counting on what I say, I change the way I trade. That's a personality thing, right? But it makes a lot of sense. It's like you're trying to prove something when the data goes against you, right? He went a little deeper, explaining like, yeah, I'm going to try to make it happen when it shows me the opposite, because I don't know for sure. I have a bias. I might be right 50 to 60% of the time. As long as I'm right 51% of the time and I stick to my rules, then I'm okay, right? Okay, here we go, guys. So I'm going to look to trade this at the open. Let's make sure I got everything right. Am I on the right? Yeah, I'm on day, time of day. Got that wrong sometimes. And we're going to go ahead and do Apple. See if I can hit this support. Here we go, 15 seconds. Good luck, guys. Remember, I don't recommend trading the open. Do what you want to do. Do your own due diligence. Be careful out there. Good luck to everybody today. Let's make our mortgage goal today. 61. It's bouncing on 61. I'm going to go in. So I went in off that level already, and it's hurting me. So let's see. If it gets down here, I will average in. I'm at 60.83. 52.59 I would average in for sure. All right, baby, let's do it. Let's give us a good opening trade, and then we'll walk away and look for something else. Unless this gives us the grinding we're looking for here. There's plenty of times I can just get out if I've changed my mind, but I'm waiting for it to maybe get up to that fib level where it kind of did a flat top already. We'll go ahead and take that if I can get it. 43 cents. That's right there. It's right at the fib, right? My sell is acting as a resistance for everybody. There we go. 30 bucks. All right, so that was a good start, but I didn't have any data real. I mean, I had some historical data, but I don't want to say, oh, I know how to trade this right now. I don't have enough data here with all the other indicators. So you got to not get cocky, calm down and go, whoo, got lucky, had a little fun. Made a, 1/4 of our goal today. So, the light's a little different in here today, if you notice it, because I've got the window open that's letting sunlight in, so you may hear city traffic go by a little bit, but right now it's nice and calm. All right, so now we have, did the pre-market levels correct? No, it seems like everything's not working on the script now. It just completely screwed up the script. So I was rushing, and I just wasn't checking for corrections. So now we don't even have the pre-market levels. Let me see if I can get into a let me see if I can add this in, get rid of this other one. That's 6. So apply. Say okay. Let me get out of the, now that we're waiting for grinding. So yeah, so this is the other one that I was working on. So I'm going to get rid of that right now. Apply. This is the one we had yesterday. So it is giving some data that we had before. What are we doing here? Okay. I'm not sure we're staying on Apple anyway here. But now at least we have our pre-market levels, which I've changed to make that a white line and then the high to be green and low to be red. I had so many green and red lines, I didn't do it at first, but I was getting confused as to what pre-market level I was on. So I didn't put it on this chart, so I'm surprised this one isn't filling them in. So we do want to keep an eye on these levels for the 1 minute. The pre-market levels are important for the breakouts go on. If you read Day Trading Volume 4, it'll have the 4 basic breakout levels, but then the next book that they put out after that, the Companion, has the Holy Grail where you combine the levels for the day and pick your best channel to trade in. So having these levels, I can kind of calc that on my own without having to look at the levels in the book. So there's a day level, 261.80. Time to check in on the market. Nvidia's flat, Tesla's up $6. Yeah, remember what I said? AMD up. Wow. That must mean that MU is going to kick off. No, it opened at 410. It's at 409 right now. Weird. Some chip stocks really get it, others don't. Yeah, I thought that news on Tesla would be good. But now since it's made such a meteoric climb, it's kind of, we need grinding or it's risky, right? Because it could retrace. I mean, it's likely to retrace. It could do anything, obviously. But I might stay here if this day, let's get a higher share size here. If this day calls it, let me check level 2 for a minute. That was 8 cents. 8. Yep, okay. It's doing 10 cents at least. So let's see if we can get a dip down here at the, what's our spread? 9 cents? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that dip. So I've got it at 40. I'm looking for it to recover up here off the VWAP. VWAP was going up. It wasn't staying static down there, so the bulk of your capital is up here right now. And we already were up here, so I'm looking for a retracement, a breakout back up and trade that. Now, we didn't get the grinding quite what I was looking for yet, but I took a chance on it here. Look, there it goes. Did it actually pick me up? No. Annoying. We had a good trade there. I'm going to sell market if it creeps up a little higher. That was too bad. That was a good recoil up there, and it didn't pick me up. My reflexes are really good to get the high, and then it drops off of it. That comes from hotkey trading on light speed. It's like I get that number, but I get filled over there. I don't get filled on Thinkorswim, so it's so annoying. There you go. Showed the volume going up, so that was a good one. The volume creeped up, and then it flipped over to the next minute, so you don't see it now. So I knew it was didn't know, but highly likely it was going to continue to move up. So let's see if we can swing low to take a scalp off that day level, 6180, 80-ish. You know, remember, these are ishes. Nothing's, so you can, jump in before or after. Just keep in your mind where your stop loss might be, like 62. If it just breaks through that and I'm going short, it's like, wow, be careful. Don't lose everything you have here. But I would go off of another dip here. Let me put a really short-term smoothing level at that area. That would be an ideal dip. Here we go. Right, there it goes. I'm going to go ahead and go in for it. 77, not perfect. Looking for a recoil back down, something a little bigger than $4, $7. Come on. I was at $60 profit. I'm looking for a double-digit down. Can it give it to me? Nope, it's not going to give it to me. I would definitely add to this on the short, but not. It depends on how long it takes to go up. It's going up with a slow inertia. It's I'm going to go ahead and take that. That wasn't very much. That was $3. I didn't like the price action. The price order flow, it looked like it was going to break up. So if that's the case, then I'll wait for the dip. It was still a green trade, but I'm going to wait for the dip down here. I'd like to get it below the pre-market high. Our next short would be at 62. Here it comes. Would I get it at 94? Not perfect. Not perfect. Again, not in the best position as it's moving up. I was thinking it was going to swale down and I would catch it more like $10. So those are some pretty rookie trades there. Hey, but they're green. So rookie trades. That's a bingo. Thank you for the person answering that was Inglorious Bastards that I was trying to remember yesterday. That's a bingo. I love that actor and everything he's in. He's so good. Real great discovery by Quentin Tarantino. Not that he hadn't been acting before. He was in soap operas and stuff in other countries. But, yeah. He's just really brings a professionalism to his roles. And I cannot say his name. Because I cannot remember his name right now. So is this going to be our new low, this price level here, which is based on historical data of a few days ago? We'll take a look to see. It's at the 9s, moved up there now, but you can see how we're pulling away from the VWAP. So basically, as the volume went up, it wasn't as many shares that got us here. So that's what you have to keep in mind. Watch my VWAP video because a lot of people don't explain that as this diverges from here, it's more likely to rubber band back, recoil back. So getting as it goes down, it's not like, go short. It's like, no, go long. Probabilities, that's all. It's just probability is long at this level or anywhere near it, no matter what you're seeing transpire here. That's at the 33. I would go market just to get in. If it spikes down there. Yeah, we had a couple of recoils already I could have taken, but it is slowing down for making more than like $5 or $10, I'd either have to raise the share size here or wait out a little longer recoil. All right, before I take this dip, let me just see. SPY's up. I took the dip. Got it at 42, not exactly where I wanted it. Take it out there. Wow. You see how it, before it filled me, what it did there? Come on, Thinkorswim. That was only 100 shares, guys. Give me a break. Any one of these picks me up. Just, and you know there's 60% of this we're not seeing. So that's when the shenanigans come in that I get annoyed about, that they make more money on you. You know, that should have been filled. It's supposed to be filled in 0.2 of a second. And then they blame everything else on your computer. You know, sorry. Just, it's been happening a lot more lately. I guess I'm going to have to call to see if I can affect some sort of change. Doubtful, since I'm a little flea. A flea that's already filed a trade grievance with the SEC against Charles Schwab and won. So I'm a flea with a little bit of a bite. I always fear that if I'm too much trouble, they'll just say, we don't want you to trade here anymore. You know, when they're $8 or $9 trillion in value, it's like, how much trouble could somebody like a flea on top of a flea on top of a flea? It's just like they're being nice with customer service, but let's face it, not really going to care too much. Even somebody 10 times my level of trading, they would not care. I love those YouTubers that go, well, I complained and they know who I am, so they made some changes. I'm like, right. They did that, did they? That's amazing they did that. I'm not sure they do that for Warren Buffett, but they did it for you. You're so incredible. That's an out of control ego, right? Or just trying to convince you. All right, so I got a better trade. By that time I did the ask on the sell, but I did the market to come in. So I played off this dip again, guys. So let's see. That's here. I hit the VWAP there. I tried to get in there, but I got in at 40 cents instead of the 33. Now, the more that it pounds down here with no recovery, the more I worry about trading this. It's still so early. We're not even to the 15-minute where I should start. But Apple's been good to us lately. You've been very good to us lately. And for those of you that care, Melania's movie is now streaming on Amazon. Oh, boy! I wasn't actually doing her voice, but my imitation of a foreign voice reminded me of that news story I saw this morning. Okay, tempting. I'm going to go for it. It could fall off here because it's continuing to pound down, but until it does, I'll play the move. All right, 98. We're doing good early on this stock. Here we go. Finally, we're getting some retracement, which makes this more tradable into the longer picture. So we'll look for a short off in this area. Well, 262 for sure. Anywhere near there, I will go short. We're at 57 here on the market maker. I will have to enter on the market maker. So market to make sure I get in. So my position won't be anywhere near what you see. It'll probably clip me for 10 cents. Let's get a look at this now. We've been in here long enough to see. You can see with the buyers and sellers inside the candles here and the percentage. You can start to now see what kind of a trend we have inside the candles, which helps you out even more than what you're seeing right here. Again, okay, that was, I wanted to see that go up a couple green candles. You're just trying for very short-term bias for a trade. That's all. You can't count on anything, guys. So you got to move and shake, move and flow, flow with the punches. Rope-a-dope, the market. Wow. I got to take that. I got to go for a recoil there. Don't expect big moves from Apple, but let's see. SPY is neutral right now. We've gone, we're getting near the open here. Right around right there. We're right at the open area here, so we need to get out of this move here. If it breaks that open, it did. All right. Here's our market magnet. Too little data to be that concerned about that. Look, I'm only like 20 cents off my position, but it's against what I've been trading. Oh, man. So I think I'm going to go in on this and take a chance and go into more of my position if it gets down to this pre-market low. What's going on with the over-our market right now? Everything's flat. Any news on Apple? (9/11) there was a good story, finalizing designs. We're going to wait out this move. We're waiting out this move. See how sellers went down? Gave me confidence here, but I didn't want to add. I wasn't that confident. I need to add on a level. See volume coming in here above the magnet. That's going to pull the magnet up, and then that will give other people read this data in different ways. This is the way that you get really fast data on the market magnet tweaked this way on volume profile. It should send the stock up if this pulls up even a little bit and like a springboard. So I'll stay in it based on that. It's the first time the trade just didn't work instantly for me. So I'm going to wait it out a little bit. The 261 seems to be holding it. Let's see if that continues. Down here you're at 61, 60, 73. Okay, I didn't like that spring in volume as it went down, so yeah, it broke through the 60, 61. Oh boy. Gonna hit that pre-mark. The way it's going, I'm actually gonna go for it. Let's see. Okay, I'm going to go for it. Counterintuitive, some might say, but I'm going for it. I'm back up at the 61 even now to try to get out. Here it comes. I just want to get out of this trade. I don't trust the data anymore. See if I can get out green. Yeah, I won't go ask because I've got to make sure my order's filled. I don't trust the recoil, so I just want to get out. Now we have 200 shares, so we'll go down twice as fast if it's a wrong trade for me. Man, it does not want to hit that 61. Oh, man. I do not. It's at the bottom of the market magnet. This should pull it up, guys. If you're stuck in it with me, I'm holding out that it should pull up here based on the the data that we have right in front of us, biased up if it holds true. But the fact that it keeps pounding down is not good. See the fight here. Buyers didn't make it to the top of the last candle. Again, not good news. It might be better just to take a small loss if it keeps playing these reindeer games and keep the big green, for the day. Yeah, that's not good. I'm just going to get out, so that's too bad. All right. It's better, I think. I didn't want to add to it again. Watch it shoot up now that I'm out. All right, it's too hard to call this when it keeps pending down like that, grinding down. I'm watching it for a minute just because I want to verify that I made the right call. It's actually hit the pre-market and stopped. Pre-market low. Really? Anything above 61, and I made the wrong call to get out of that stock. This is about where I got out. I'm just want to see for myself. Wasn't really at a max loss or anything. I just, you know, when you're trading this low share size, it's, that is a reversal candle. So that is forming a reversal candle. It's gonna say that I made a mistake. Making a rickshaw, man. I knew it. It closed rickshaw. It's going to go up. It's going to go up. Well, no, it didn't. All right. Now I feel happy. If you guys stayed in it, what's my overall feeling about that? I would say that point of no return would be at the bottom of that spike, which is at $260 roughly. I need this to come back up before I even consider it to be grinding a little bit. So let's take a look at something else. What is AMD? So AMD went up and now it's grinding. Let's take a look at AMD. So we're still nice and green. This action that it's retracing is good for our strategy. Look at it, hit that fib, boy. A lot of argument amongst traders whether Fibonacci really equals historical data, but basically if you're looking at anything on a chart, at any kind of readings, that's historical data. You're looking at what happened in the past to try to figure out what might happen in the future. Nothing tells you the future, it just tells you what might happen. This is great that we're right along an ATR. The most commonly respected ATR, which is the half level. I like that. Is that the pre-market high? Let's see here. Yes, right? Yes. No. Where's the pre-market? I only see two pre-market levels, so I'm a little confused by that. This is why I've changed their colors, and it just, the script didn't work yet. I gotta tweak it. Well, that Fibonacci level, along with the pre-market level, and that's the 50% level that most people will respect, is, even though it's not an actual Fibonacci level, that's kind of thing people don't realize, but it's not a Fibonacci number, you know, based on a Fibonacci number. Okay, any short off anything near the ATR, which is 208.50. We're way below that right now. How are we moving here? Oh, no, that's good. Okay. So that is also the quarter ATR here. If that's our channel, quarter ATR to half ATR, that would be a great channel. AMD is supposed to be long today. Our thing is not working. Let me look at the level 2 here. I'm trying to get in all the data I can get in. Excuse me. Right at the VWAP. Remember, that is the bulk of the capital right there. We don't see the market magnet way down there. So, do we have some short-term plays here to take? I'm not exactly calling them out. Got the 206.50 level. Sellers are taking over here. 85% sellers in this candle. 100% there. Going to break the 50 cent here. Falling as it falls further away from the VWAP and gets closer down here, I'm much more inclined to go long. I need to get a handle on this stock a little bit longer before I take a trade. It's a nice little tweezer move. That is an official tweezer move at the quarter. Very slow action here. Looking for a bigger dip to take a trade. I'm looking to go long. I'm looking for a bigger dip to go long. The way the sellers have decreased, though, it's just like, yeah, you better get in. I'm actually going to go long right there. 44, not where I wanted to be. Yeah, that's what I thought was going to happen. Didn't catch it because it looked like it was going to pound up twice. Waiting for a bigger trade. Oh, all right, 15 bucks on that one. Look for a strike down. That's not enough of a flat top to call a short, but the VWAP helps us. I just think that I'd rather go short as it got closer up there. I'd rather go long as it dips right now. I'm more inclined to go long in this area than short anywhere around here, just by looking at the patterns and the price flow. Meaning, what do you see here for flow inside? Longs are starting to make a recovery here. I talk about it like it's alive, you know, just if it keeps hitting that 207 and going down, I might think about it, but we need a little bit more data. A little bit more confirmation to go short on this stock right now. What's our overall market doing? Flat. QQQ's up about almost a buck. Nvidia's up about just almost a buck. Tesla's up $9. Oh my God. That's still going for it. Look at it there. We should get over there soon, guys. All right, so it broke that level. That's why I didn't want to go short. See if we can get up a little higher. That would have been a good recoil if I wasn't looking away. That would have been good to go short, just very short term. Because that was a big strike. Wants to pull back to the VWAP, at least for a moment. But I missed it, so I'm not going to do it now. Will we start calling 207 support? I don't know. AMD climbed up the ladder a bit on volume. The scanner. But your winners are Nvidia, Apple, Tesla. AMD passed Palantir, and now it just dropped back. All right, there's a reversal sign. So the 207.50 got a dragonfly at the top. And you also have the RSI buy sell indicator telling it's going to go back down. And they called it right. Pattern and indicator gave us already an opportunity we didn't catch. Very hard to call here. I thought about going long, and I was like, no. Okay, here we go. Get me toward that 208 again. Yo, did you break the 208 and I missed it? You did. Wow, there it goes again. I'm going to take it. So let's see if we can get a recoil. I got it at 92. It's a little below the VWAP by 50 cents, actually. Ouch. I mean the ATR. So it was like a double strike. I'm more worried, and that's why I'm at market instead of buy the bid to get out. going short on this stock is definitely risky. Okay, there we go. What is that level at? This is where I would average in again, right as it hits this ATR. Could just drop right off this. I missed the opportunity to get in. Too bad. Oh well. I got a little bit more there. Not much, but I should have doubled down right there. I was worried it was going to really blow. Here it's up here to 209, so long biased on this right now, definitely. Let's see if we can catch a dip. That's the 207.50. I'm going to go for it. So I've got it at 51. This time I'll sell ask if it gives me a recoil up. Yep, we got a little bit of a trade there. Again, looking for a dip. Will it give us a little lower? Yes. What did I get? Ah! See the bad fill I got there? Nasty folk. Nasty folk. Well, we could get all the way down here, so it's coming back down to the VWAP. So I'm looking for opportunities to add to this for what I think will be an eventual climb way back up. Telegraphing my opinion. VWAP is at just about 207. Oh, it just picked it up. Wow, I mean, it just very, very tempting here. Yeah, I'm going to see if I can catch it there. At 89. Too long. I'm going to get out. That took too long to fill, so. I think I'll look more for like the 50-cent area down there, 206.50 to add to 200 shares. If it ever gives me a chance. Right at the VWAP, it hit it and it turned around. So now we're looking like we're going to make a channel between the ATR half and the VWAP. Wish I would have picked up double shares there. I'd already be making money. Green is green, so let's get green up here. Anywhere in there would have been nice, guys. There we go. 60 bucks. So we're keeping it real. We're playing the levels. Can't really call this a hammer on a downtrend, you know. So it's more of a rickshaw man, a fat rickshaw man here for this pattern. It's a reversal sign. Doji, meaning it was going down. Short term, that's all we got here. This is a 1 minute chart. So we're looking at short term reversal. So the buyers took over, not a particularly strong volume like over here. Sellers still had higher volume just 2 candles ago going down. So there's not a lot of confidence in this move. God, look at Tesla go. Really should be over there, guys. 414 now. Yeah, that was definitely a long bias for the day. So that news apparently was better news than it seemed. Yeah, I called Tesla short for today before that news came out. All right, I'm going to wait all the way before I buy. I go short this time. I'm not going to try to get into that early. I'd rather do a dip down at the VWAP to go long here. So we're grinding on the 5 minute. I think between the two stocks we're just over 100. I had one bad trade, so I'm with the number of trades that probably puts me at right about between 85 and 90% accuracy. We don't want to lose another trade, and I'll creep over 90%, which is always a competition at the trade desk. So doesn't matter the amount of money, right? They're looking at accuracy because it does matter the amount of money. I'm just saying, like when you're competing, and you know you can just do higher share size if you have that kind of accuracy. That's what they convinced me years ago when I was just going for $1,000 a day. They're like, "What are you doing? That kind of, will it, are you afraid if you raise your share size that you will trade differently? Yeah, there was some fear there. That is the biggest problem, right? Emotionally, what happens when you raise share size? Yeah, something to be concerned about. So I was, but then it didn't really affect me too much. There's days where stuff goes on in your life and you're, I'm going to go ahead and buy that dip, guys. That it might be, it might affect you and have nothing to do with your share size. 207, what is this at now? 207 would be where I would add if it hit 207. I look at the market maker to see. But actually, I would buy the bid, so no. Oops. I missed that $18 trade. No, we got a $16 trade, right? So continuing to buy the dip down here seems to be working. This is sort of a smoothing level. I think I got it at 40 cents, but see how the MACD sent that down? Now, I draw these levels, if you're new here, to just give me a little bit of guidance at what's been working for these very short-term trades. Some people say, your chart's too messy. What are these gray lines? Well, they're half and whole dollars. You don't need them. I like them. Helps me remember. That's what they do at prop firms. That's what they do. So it's less to think about. Nice. Wow, it says now it really went down. I wish I would have caught that. We already had the recoil. Look at that. What would market have given me, though? Would it have given me a low number down there? I think I'd buy the bid to make sure. Otherwise, I don't want it. The trade. So if I don't get picked up, I'm okay. Anywhere in the teens, I'm thinking of grabbing that. Actually, let me look at the market again. Nope, no reason why this should be going. Okay. I get that. Try to get it at 04. Now, if I don't get picked up, I don't get picked up. Look at a recoil. What a recoil that would have been, right? That's too long now. I got to get out of that. I wonder what market would have given me on that, I go in at 204, but it gives me like 222, 207.22. Yeah, too bad. Oh, well. That was, again, the area to try to go long at. We already would have had our money. This time I will buy market if it dips down there 207 and hope for the best, just so I get in the trade. I'm looking for it to dip closer to 207 now, the way it's pounding. Before, this was a good enough level, but I'm looking because it keeps wicking lower toward the VWAP. The VWAP's not pulling up as much, so the people that are buying up here aren't adding as many shares. The share size is dropping. So overall, the big boys is what you got to watch out for. Market correction will happen, and it'll come back down right when you go long. So I'm just being a little more conservative and looking for a little bigger dip toward the VWAP than I had been because of the wicking that was happening. And I wish I just would have got in. These are all 20-cent moves, $20 added to this. And time is cranking by. We'll definitely end the morning by going over to Tesla. Right now, we're very close to the goal. Or we're at the goal, I think. Let me take a look at what Apple is doing here. So that's yellow. So we had 43 over there. So yeah, so that's a 79 plus $40. So you're right there at our $120 goal to make our $2,200 mortgage payment per month. Although I'm way over that now, and I'd like to continue being in the 200 range. But I want to get enough live for you guys to see. Look at it. Respect this level I drew, that little smoothing level. Just keep stopping there. That's why those can be helpful, guys, depending on your style of trading. Okay. My mind is just racing a million miles a minute, which is not a good way to trade. Try to take a breath here and just take it down a notch. $208. I would short at 208 and then add to it at 208.50 and then get out at 209 probably if it kept hurting me. You can't get impatient here, you can get hurt. It's just grinding along at these levels, so let's try to catch them. Looking for a big strike down to grab on market. Snap it down there into the 207s. Got to be fast. So even when it tries to hurt me, it can't. Give me a big wick down there. Nope. Gonna go higher highs again on this short term. Buyers are trying to get control here. You know, you can see, was it right at the top of that candle? Just the volume so low now. Look at the. Okay, so that is a dragonfly at the top there. But the RSI is saying no. You got conflicting readings. Now, they're both actually saying go down. That's what they're saying. That's a reversal sign. Got some sort of, not really a negative email, but how can you possibly call the levels? How can you do that? By all the stuff that I'm chattering is how I do it, and I'm range at a 90% accuracy. So it can be done. It can be done, guys. Number one thing is historical data, support and resistance. I'll be putting out that video sometime this week or Saturday at the latest. Probably going to be called support and resistance to add to the perfect trade list of videos that'll all be put together at some point. And that is the number one thing is support and resistance. You start with, wow. You start with that. I'm going to go ahead and get in there. What did I get it at? 30. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that level. Let's get it up a bit. Tried to get it up there a bit. Tried to get out up there at 55. Look at all the 55s. There we go. So we know we've made our goal now. What's our time? All right. So why don't I just want to take a look at Tesla. I can't help it. So we are up. Okay, so Tesla's coming back down. That's good. So that gives us more consolidation. Hopefully, let's get a look at what it really looks like. On the 5-minute, it's had a big drawdown right at the VWAP, guys. So let's take a look at the 1 minute if we have more opportunities with the indicator data and the whole and half dollars. Okay, so we're almost out of the range of the whole and half dollars, which is a $10 range that script is set for. See how the MACD sent it down and it went down? Oh yeah, convergence, divergence, that indicator works well. I follow that and then I do the buy-sell oscillator to get out. I don't really do the RSI to get in. Oh, I don't know, guys. This is a little, lower my share size. This is a little risky because of the drawdown here. The way it's been coming down. So here's our VWAP. This would be a go long point for sure. Right around 410 or a little bit above it. It's making a bear flag here, which is saying it's going to continue to go down according to patterns. Let me look at the first of all, how's it okay, that was no good. Split second it moved 20 cents. I'm like, okay. Definitely have the volatility here. 181 on the volume per 1 minute. So buyers started to go up and then they dropped. Sellers are taking over. Got a little bit of a hangman here with a fat head. Making a bear flag. We just crossed the 15-minute. Everything's red right now, but the 4-hour on our short-term data. Market is all down now. Okay, is that actually true? Well, this is saying in 5 minutes, so it's still up about a buck. QQQ. SPY's down by like 30 cents. So this is just grinding action, which is great. Wow, HIMS hit the, does that have news? Okay, let's go look at that. That hit the consolidation scanner. So I'm quickly changing because that's rare. We see that. So let's see if we have a, wow, look at that, huh? So does that have a catalyst? Social buzz. It's upgraded. It's been upgraded. So we didn't catch the immediate surge, and we don't go for catalyst, let's remember, but we go for biased is all we do. So it hit the ATR high and seems to be, let's see if we can catch something here. What's our, that's 9 cent move in 20 seconds. I'd want to raise the share size or I'd die of boredom. So started to lose its way here and then came right back up. It's going to use that ATR as support. VWAP has been coming up with it, so there's a lot of share size pulling this up. You can see how the VWAP's been coming up. So it's a real move. Is it giving us opportunity? Wow. So kind of chasing it here, guys. Dude, I'd like to see 26 be, oh my God, you can go a lot more shares on this, huh? Look how cheap this is. What's our spread? 2 cents. You can go, wow. It's chasing it for sure. Get any kind of a dip here? No. I'm going to get in it. I'm chasing a rocket right now just to see, so I don't, and I figured I'd add in off the 26 if it faded back down. Since I'm in it now, it's going to go down though, right? We want it to come down. We want it to consolidate here, maybe right above this ATR. Then you have a chance for some consistent trades. This is really slow though. So I'm at 22 right now. It's at 15, 18. You don't want to scale in when you're so close to your price point. Watching this closely. I don't want to. This could be the end. This is the problem with chasing stuff. There was a pullback. It wasn't very strong volume-wise, as you can see, compared to the buyers. So it kind of hit the candle before in volume. This candle is going to tell us everything if it's going to keep going up. Whoa, look at the volume, guys. Look at that volume there. Holy mackerel. I'd love to see this shoot up past that. Give us a little bell. Turn blue and make this go up in a big way, and then we'll just hold it for a bit if it does that. Now it's been doing this kind of consolidating. See here? Consolidating. That was a big move up. Kind of caught that on the, didn't make a full tweezer to go down. Engulfing candle. Seems like it's going to give us an opportunity here. Now, I wouldn't be opposed to adding. It's a different way to trade when you add as it goes higher. That's more like momentum trading. but I'm sure you guys have seen me do it. It's definitely something I do from time to time, but I usually do that on a different platform and a different account. And it seems like the big momentum that it had is like gone. So it hit its high again and just stopped dead. Yeah, you got to be careful. This could fade, so I'm not sure I want to add to it. This could be the where there's no oxygen anymore, so I don't want to lose what we've gained by chasing a worn-out horse here. Should have just stayed at Tesla. It would have been so fast. The scan, I just seen it on the scanner. It's like, hey, we can trade something different. See how it hit the here, it hit the scanner here. It's usually never even up here. This is the consolidation scanner, coded in. So I thought, hey, let's show something different for a change. 26 is holding it. I don't know, guys, if I want to add to this. I just don't know. It's really consolidating downward. I might just take my second bad trade. It's taking too long too. I'm stuck here, you know, we have a time frame issue with everybody, so it needs to recover right now, or I'm just going to get out of the trade. Yeah, I'm just going to take a hit. Too bad. Okay. So we have our first negative trade. Don't like the look of it. Let's go back to Tesla. I caught it too late. I basically got out because of the prediction of the future price action. That's why I got out of that. Take the hit, come back, make the money. So we have Apple at 43. Oh, I don't want to do that. And then we have AMD at 100. So we have 143. And then I think the only other stock I traded was that one I just lost money on, which is not up here. And that was like $30, right? So we're back to barely making the goal here. So we need to make a couple of good trades here, guys, before I bug out. My go-to, wow, look at how it's staying along that ATR. I love it. So it is fading from a high up here. Let's smooth the level there. Well, we'll call that 415, right? We've lost our $1.5 because it went up so far. So let's see, we'll go back down to 50 shares because of how this is moving, and see if we can make it better, not worse. Always a risk here. I'm going to do a smoothing level right in about right where it is. You know, based on the wick and the closing of the candles, that's an area to look at right below 412. But if it breaks that, then I mean, look, it's not, you know, not a respected level yet, and now it's gone through it, so we're just going to get rid of it. No good. Look at that, huh? Going down. What's our range here? 411 up to like, yeah, it's a $2 range, so this could hurt us bad. Now let me take a look at the recoil here. Wow. That was really good. I think that I right now should probably go short bias, but this just was changing my mind. And we want to enter in market and get out on ask or bid. Oh wait, when I'm not on the right. God, I just got that in time. Jesus. Oh, I was looking at the level 2 for AMT. That's the danger with moving the linked. Let me just reassess here. God, AMD was actually moving better than Tesla. What's going on with AMD today that it's so strong? $4.12 could be a short. Keeps recoiling, giving an opportunity there. $11.50 maybe, but it keeps dropping off, so I don't know. I'd probably buy the bid on a big strike down if I'd catch one. Yep, I'll try that. All right, let's see. See if it's going to try to hurt me. There was a couple of green trades there, but geez, not much. I'll try that. I'll just try to get out for the first trade at $10. I think it's going to keep going down, so I was worried about holding the long position too long, you know. How's my MU swing doing? There it is, okay. It's at 415, so it's still going up. Opened at 410, going back up. That's higher than yesterday, I think. 414 was yesterday's high. Oh, look at that. The biased, the indicators are working that Tesla should be biased up for the day and for the first hour, which is we're past already, but well, we're almost past. It'll just stay up there the way it's coded. It won't just disappear. At least it shouldn't. I went back and forth on that after the first hour, I mean. 411 would be a buy the dip opportunity. I don't know if I want to go short on 50. I'd rather go higher to go short. Boy, it is just keeps going down though. It's already had an opportunity if I picked it up there. Let me get these share size just a little higher because this is going very slow. Is that going to shoot up? Tried to get it at 80. Taking too long getting out. Okay. I have to make sure that it's not going to go to 2.9. Yeah, that's why I got out of that on the short. I'll try that again. Should have picked me up. There we go. All right, so that's counterintuitive by some standards. Oh, I tried to catch it there big time, and it didn't give it to me. You know, if I push market, it would have hurt me. I still think it's going to draw down, so I'm holding it there. You can see it, my share size is nowhere near what is a problem, so there we go. So 46. So we know we're good. If you're confident in yourself, Tesla is a moneymaker. But, you know, you got to be careful and you got to get out. Like I took that hit. You got to get out. I did two bad trades today, so I think I'm only at like 75% accuracy right now. You got to watch yourself. You got to be careful. But we made our goal today. I'll try to creep this up a bit as the day goes on. I don't know why I'm looking at my watch as the clock is everywhere around. Yeah, that's it. That's going to be it for right now for this session. I hope you guys are all doing good. Always remember, be careful. I got your back. And go green out there, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks for joining.